Clippers are eliminated. And I did a TikTok, but I think I should mention it here on the podcast as well. If you don't follow my social and you just listen to the podcast, by the way, you should check it out. It's pretty good. There are now hot rumors coming out about the Los Angeles Clippers. And I don't know if they're true, but I tell you what, people who I know who are around this team and have friends that are around this team tell me that I am spot on. So this is what happened. An anonymous Clipper media member has an account called Clippers Content. And he claims that he's been covering the team all year. And as soon as they lost their game to be eliminated, he posted like a 16 post thread on Twitter about everything that went wrong with the Clippers this year. And my God, was it bad. It was like Edward Snowden. It was like releasing all the receipts. He's now on the run. He hasn't posted since. Steve Ballmer must be furious. So this is what it was. He starts dropping a tweet storm. It says, first and foremost, the Clippers turned down Marcus Morris for Conley trade. They had Morris to go to Utah for Mike Conley, and they settled for John Wall. We know how that went. They couldn't get Wall cheap, so they gave up Isaiah Hartenstein for nothing because they couldn't pay them both, and they couldn't find a backup center until the trade deadline. Then Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson was one of the feel-good stories. He was unplayable, he was horrible, and he had a bad attitude. So the Clips were so desperate, they tried to get Kyrie, they tried to get Fred VanVleet, they tried to get Lowry, and they failed. They settled on Eric Gordon. They tried to trade Norm Powell to the Grizzlies, but instead got Luke Kennard instead. And then they just struggled from three for the rest of the season. So he's like, hey, I also have a lot more tea on the dysfunction of the team. He blows up the bridge. He basically murders Ty Lue, says that Ty Lue was pissed off at the team, that the team hates him, he hates them, the roster hates him, the front office hates him, and because he doesn't like them, he's just basically playing players he knows will not win them games, 3-4 guard lineups, out of spite. Because he was just so mad at the front office and he was just being petty. And then Marcus Morris wanted to trade and now is so pissed that he didn't get traded that he quit the team for 2 weeks. Just went AWOL. No one knew where he was. Ty Lue covered it up, and then he eventually came back and then forced his way back onto the starting lineup with Ty Lue because they're friends. Yikes. And then he moves on to more tea about individual players. Says that Rocco and Terrence Mann were publicly complaining and posting things on Twitter as a cry for help because Ty Lue wasted a year of their careers. He was not playing Rocco at all, barely playing Terrence Mann. Then Kawhi Leonard gets both barrels from this Clippers account. Apparently, this anonymous Clippers guy alleges that Kawhi Leonard was benching himself in the middle of games and just ghosting the team even though he was fully healthy in the regular season. He's not done. He also says that the team is paranoid and that it's a very poorly kept secret that they're paranoid. And now they ban sports writers for posting anything about the team that puts them in any sort of negative light, even if it's completely true. He even says one of the national beat reporters was blackballed for posting a video about Kawhi. And then he says that the social media manager of the Clippers was accused of sexual misconduct and is still there to this day. What's happening? What is going on with the Clippers? That's what I have nothing to say other than like a lot of these roster things are true. He did play 3-4 guard lineups, and you did see Marcus Morris go away from the team. You did see Kawhi Leonard leave in the middle of games and not play, and no one knew why. You did see Rocco not play. You did see Terrence Mann not play. All those things are fact. I can't speak to the feelings around it or why, but if that's true, this is wildly specific for it to not be true. I'll just say that. We're going to find out, folks. It always comes to light. I promise you, now that the dirty little secrets are out in the ether, people are going to start digging, and Bob Myers can't come to this team fast enough, can he? He's got to fix this malfeasance because the tea is hot.